Okay, sub. So I want to apologize about the hiatus. I just need a little bit of a break. But I tweeted out, and a lot of you guys want me to do my next video about my thoughts on the next DLC. And I actually just made a video going over the old pictures and doing my predictions and stuff. And I looked right before I uploaded. I just did one little check real quick on YouTube to make sure. And a guy named Chucky has actually looked into the code, and he has figured out that the next map pack is going to be called Uprising, and the name of the map is going to be Mob of the Dead. And I actually, towards the end of the video, when I was going into my theories of the map, this actually makes a lot of sense. Like, I almost, like, kind of, I would have called it almost. I feel like, I'll touch on that in a second, what my thoughts were and stuff like that. I almost put the video up, but then I knew once I put it up, people were just going to be talking about the other video. So I kind of just wanted to be the first one to be able to guess kind of what it is, because I think I have a really good idea on what the map's going to be. It's going to be like a water map, and it's going to be, definitely going to be in Russia. And so yeah, one thing that I do not like, he basically looked in the code. I'll put a link in the description to his channel. He put basically, like, he looked through the code and all that stuff. The trailer should be coming out in 3 days, he believes. But one thing that I don't like about it is that they called the map pack Uprising, and that's just not in their character. As you guys know, all the map packs that ended in ION, you got Retaliation, you got Revolution, Resurrection, Annihilation, you got all those. It doesn't make sense for them to now just switch it up to Uprising. Maybe they ran out of ideas. I think there was a bunch of stuff they could have used, but it is in the code. But the thing that really, sounds like, I don't know if I believe this, but the one thing that really made me believe it is when he said that the name of the map pack was going to be Mob of the Dead. So let me touch on that for a second for you guys. Now, this is stuff that I went over in the other video, but basically, let's look at the map right now. And so as you guys know, we started in the west coast of the United States, and we shot across to China. Okay, so the next location for the map, you're going to have to look for some country in that vicinity or in that area. And, basically what I said was either it's going to be Russia or London. There's been a lot of speculation about, like, Atlantis and stuff like that, and for them somehow tying in the storyline into London, like Big Ben, all the clocks, you got all the clocks in the back of town, all that stuff like that. But I really think it is going to be in Russia. And why do I say Russia? Okay, let's look at, I don't actually have a picture, but if you guys remember in Black Ops 1, the second map pack was the Call of the Dead map pack, and it was in Serbia, Russia. And it was on like a scene, and there was like a boat with water and stuff like that. And if you guys remember, Jimmy Zielinski's been hinting towards a lot of this stuff. You guys remember the zombie ranking system tweets. It was obviously to do with the zombie ranking system, but it also seemed like he was maybe doing like a double entendre and hinting towards like the next map having something to do with water. And yeah, and when he said, like, when I looked at the code and he said that it was going to be called Mob of the Dead, Call of the Dead, I'm more than positive that it's going to be in Russia. I think it's going to be a water map. I guess you could say it's basically set in stone that it's going to be called Uprising. It's going to be called Mob of the Dead, and now I think that it's going to be in Russia. I think it's going to be a water map, maybe like underwater or like on boats or something like that. Something along those lines. So, like I said, guys, I'll put a link in the description to his channel so you guys could see the code and all that stuff. This is just my speculation. Like I said, I've been speculating about this for a while. Like I said, I made a video. I was about to put it out. I'm glad I didn't, because everyone just would have said, go to look. It's already out, all this stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's what it is, guys. Uprising, Mob of the Dead. I think it's going to be like a Call of the Dead kind of map. I think it's going to be based in Serbia. Not Serbia, Russia, but somewhere in Russia. It makes sense with the storyline. It makes sense from where we are right now. They're not going to go back across the United States and all that stuff. It makes sense for them to go to Russia. That's part of the storyline. And I think it's going to be like a water map. So if you're a new viewer, if you could sub, I'd greatly appreciate that. All my subs, if you could comment and like. I'm going to get back into the swing of things next week, uploading a lot more videos, so you guys let me know what you guys want to see, and I will talk to you guys then. Peace.